guys to everyone. I'm Ada from Poison Rock, and today I have really the honor to have with me two beautiful girls, women, the Soap Girls, Millie and Mie. How are you, girls?
Hey, we're good. Thank
And
you.
thank you. We're very happy to be here today.
It's amazing because um, your band, Soap Girl, is funny, hilarious. It's provocative. It's feminine. It's androgynic. It's everything. But of course, before I know that you're, of course, sister. For people that doesn't know, I want to ask you at the beginning because, of course, Soap Girls, the name take as well. Let's say take the name of something you did when you were younger. So let's explain this to the people of Italy or Sicily that maybe they didn't know that doesn't know that.
We are sorelle,
Ma no gemelle. And we used to street perform and we would sell handmade soap
or sapone.
to buy incubators, humidifiers, ventilators for the public hospitals in South Africa. So we would entertain people selling the soap
and put on like a little show,
like street performing. We did that for 80 years and we got nicknamed the Soap Girls by the public.
Yeah.
And when we did music, we were trying to think of like a band name, but nothing else felt
like authentic or like
it just felt like not us. We said, well, you know what?
The Soap Girls.
It's who we've been since we were kids.
And also even the essence of the name, it's basically like never give up and always have a thick skin, because even from a young age, people gave us a lot of shit, even though we were doing something good.
Yeah.
But we knew always just carry on doing what you're doing and don't care what people say, because at the end of the day, fuck it.
Yeah. You have one life count.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we just are in the bed sleeping, which house? I mean, just myself, and there's no one else. That's my brain. So give a fuck all about my brain. No, but that's amazing. And of course, I mean, like you were mentioning, you were a street performer, and that already puts you like being an artist, a complete artist, being interacting with the crowd, something that in your life shows you are like wild as hell in a live show. I mean, you're amazing, and yeah, I mean,
I always love to entertain people. It's important. You can't, if you're gonna do something, you might as well go all the way. Otherwise, there's no point.
And also for us, we feel it's important. Like so we call ourselves like society's rejects, and a lot of the people our shows, they don't feel comfortable, let's say in a normal setting or everyday life, because they are different, and maybe they always get ostracized by people or society. So we like to make a space where people can just be. There's no one judging you.
You don't have to justify who you are. You can just be yourself.
You're a good person, it's fine.
I mean, why someone should have been comfortable at your own gigs? I mean, it's we're used to this. I mean, the provocative music started, in the 80s with Madonna. That she was the provocative one, and it went on with the grunge female, and still today. So why people should be really like, like surprised by two beautiful women making their own music. I mean, and expressing themselves. Why? Because we can even dress up how we want. That's all the things. No, women as being always stigmatized, as to be only like, like the opera singer in metal bands. That's it.
Quiet and just sweet and
grow
up and be pretty.
That's the least things we want. I mean, there is something called feminine, sacred feminine energy, which is like, so you're saying that the sweet and the girl that has to be like, say yes to the people pleaser. Or we have the dark feminine energy, which is the badass, the one that has to stand for herself, be independent, even if she has no fucking money, being independent.
They all have their merits. I mean, it's good to have different facets to yourself, but I think it's to suggest that everyone, just because of their gender, should act a certain way, because we're not all the same.
Of course, we're all human, but like we all have different characteristics, and
some people are uncomfortable to, I don't know, be out of their own like zone, and they like to just. And other people are uncomfortable with that, so
that's fine.
They follow like everyone in the society right now. Let's say the majority of people, they follow like the crowd. Like we used to hear when we were younger, like we are the black sheep. there are always all the white ships going with the flow. But it's, I mean, if they feel good, it's fine. But at the end of the day of their life, they will just saw themselves like a wasted life, because what we want to accomplish, we want to travel, we want to have fun, even mess it up our life, and especially be who we want to be.
Exactly, because otherwise, then how do you know who you are if you don't go to places or whatever that you've never been and experience things about yourself that you never had or knew you could?
I think regret must be one of the worst feelings you can ever have. So it's something that we try to avoid always. We never want any regret. Look, mistakes happen. Sometimes you learn, but that's life. But if you regret not trying something or to be yourself, oh, that's a horrible one.
Yeah, you can try something and maybe realize that you made a mistake, and then you regret it. Say, well, at least I tried. Yeah, and maybe next time you go on another path, you change the other color. You don't like black, you pick white, you took white.
It's like, it's like when you're making, let's say, a cake, and let's say it's a fuck up, and it tastes like shit, and then you're like, well, you know what, okay, next time I won't put so many eggs in that cake.
Exactly. Or maybe you make a cake and it looks horrible, but it's good on the inside. So maybe next time you will be more careful of how it is even if the appearance is not everything, because we want to put everything up what we want, but in general, people, I think, understand what we're talking about. But because you really started to be in the music scene really when you were basically child, daughters, and growing up, you had at the beginning a huge record deal. But now you are on your own. Of course, I don't want to bring problem issues because it's a talk. But I want to ask you, what is, in your opinion, the major, let's say, difference for you and in being in your own? Like, because just telling to the people, you produce everything by yourself at the rawest way, which is where you can hear really the sound and the soul of Soap Sisters.
Oh, thank
you. And we really appreciate that.
I would say the
freedom.
Freedom is the biggest
thing. That's the one word that like comes to mind.
When you're independent, like obviously if you're with, let's say,
the right record label and they give you a lot of creative control and freedom,
that's different. But a lot of the time, a lot of artists, that's all that they go for is like to get a record deal, and they think, oh, my life is made, it's easy. Well, nowadays, I would say it's much more smarter just to be independent, because everything is at your fingertips anyway. Like, why would you need a record label? It's like a bank loan.
It's interesting. Obviously, it helps to have those kinds of connections. It is oftentimes who you know, not what you know, always.
And also, it depends what you want.
But I think if it comes at the cost of you not being able to express yourself with then there's no point. Like we used to hate it. We would be forced to do
dress
things
a certain way, say certain things.
We couldn't ever express ourselves properly. It was horrible. It was, and everyone was like, "Oh, you signed," and it's like, yeah, we were starving. It was like probably one of the worst times in our lives.
Even like we did a music video. They did a music video for us, and I've never like the set and everything is amazing, and all these people, and that I've never felt so disconnected from myself and also what I was doing.
Yes, yes, explain really good.
Why am I even here? Like,
it was shit. It taught us a lot, but I'm grateful, and I'm grateful for the experience, because when we were kids, we thought that was the best and ultimate thing you could ever do to get signed to a major. And then we realized, actually, no, it's not. Shit. And I'm glad that we did it the other way around, because some people try their whole lives to do that, and then I think when they get what they think they want, they realize, but
this is as well, like, and I think as well, like in the cinema thing, because when you're doing independent movie, maybe you're more free about to do what you want. Or for example, in modeling, when there are girls doing modeling on their own instead of with famous model agency, they can feel freer. It's all about being, because if you want, and like I have no personality and I don't care, I want to make money, it's fair enough. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You can be there, make money, and then maybe in your own private, you are who you want to be. But I think that you're not true for yourself. You have to stick to yourself, even if it doesn't mean really not having fucking money in your pocket. I sometimes struggle because
it is scary, but at least you know what you want and you can still do something about it. When we were with the record label, there were many times where we couldn't we had to wait for them to approve everything, and there was nothing.
Exactly.
You would have music and it would just be sitting there, and you'd be like, when is it going to be released? When is it going to be released? Like,
that's something that I noticed with some band that I interviewed that I was asking to them, for example, when it's gonna be released, the album. The album is already done. Okay, when it's gonna be released, we are waiting for the record label. Because that's out of their control. Or the music, the single, they have a schedule, and who knows, maybe when the album is gonna be released, you're gonna be, I don't know, sick, or maybe your wife is getting I don't know, a child that delivered carrying out. I don't know, because you can't decide. And something back in the days, in the 80s, even the look, I think it's still today, even the look, you have to change how you look in the outside.
Well, yeah, that's why they, like, a lot of people will have like a stylist.
Yeah.
And then
ourselves, because no one will know you better than yourself. And
exactly.
It's interesting to learn from other people, of course, but if you're doing something that's not true to you, you'll have burnout because it's fake. It's like a fake smile, it starts hurting.
And also even with clothing, I think clothing is very
because you have a beautiful style.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But it's very important, like how someone, I think clothing shows like your personality, and it's the expression, and expression of who you are, your personality, everything. So for someone to come in and just be like, well, I think I see this vision for you, which is cool. At the end of the day, that's not you.
We've had professional people dress us because they're like, oh, your style
is very cheap or whatever, and then we were like,
and then we wore what they wanted to wear, and we felt stupid. We started laughing, and I was like, dude, no.
We worked with photographers, and then I'll never forget this one woman. She was like, your photos are very tacky or whatever, and we were like, okay, our photos are tacky. Our manager does everything ourselves, and we think she's pretty good. And then this woman took photos of us.
No, she was quite rude. She was like, oh, and you try to do something different. You're always doing the same thing. So then I just stood with my arms crossed, and I was like,
you were just like,
like the woman watching, like staring at the like the Madonna style, like the Virgin Mary.
To her with hatred,
like this. I was like, and she said, oh, what's this? And I said, yeah, there, you wanted something different. Here you go, man. Fucking enjoy it.
Yeah, they want always the same things because it's a kind of a chain product. They want the same things repeated, maybe with something different because they saw your skill. And so they are beautiful women. They can sing, they can play. Okay, let's put it that way because that's how we make money.
Yeah, but I think it's good.
And also it's how they think that a female should be represented.
But I think it's good that more and more people are realizing that, you know, you can try to be liked by everyone, but at the end of the day, if you can't like yourself, what's the point?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Their own thing.
There's nothing wrong with vanilla ice cream. Is it boring? Yes, maybe, but
you can add a lot of
some I don't know, some granola, some chocolate, some pistachio, something, and then it changes a little bit. I mean, even just a little bit of small effort on it. And of course, and that's what I was saying about your style is unique. Have you ever thought about launching your own, let's say, a style, clothing style? I don't know, because
we work with our manager Sam. She's amazing, and she like oftentimes will want something and she'll be like, let me do something for you,
and then she'll make it for us, and then when we have it, then people are like, oh my god, I want this, and we're like, okay, then put it on our website. But like I think things like some of our stage clothes and that we would want to, but it's very
time consuming to make them by hand.
And also a lot of my sewing jobs, I'll be on stage and then like it just goes wrong.
But already your band merchandise is super cool because it's super colorful. So let's say to the people, go to buy some of the merchandise because there's a lot of things, not only shirts, CDs, or there's a lot of.
Like this is it's like a
jump. It's super cute. I mean, you have everything. I mean, that's already something. That's already a kind of a clothing line. But of course, because your own fashion way as well describe who you are. And there's people women that are fearless, because that's how I see both of you, like two lions two fierce women. But of course, speaking a little bit about music, the first, let's say, albums came out in 2015. That was for Rebellion
album. We did music for that. we don't talk about it.
That's why I was saying the first, so the soap girls called for rebellion. And it was the kind of way, because the name said call for rebellion, so it kind of related to being the first independent album to the one that you were before. It's a dependent one. The name of the album, let's say, now we want to be rebellious. Fuck off. That's what we went before.
To express ourselves without worrying about getting into trouble for what we were saying.
And also that album was super rough. Like,
we recorded that whole album in 16 hours.
How much hours?
16 hours.
I mean, how did you manage? You recorded like I think like, how do you record it? Because now I want to know.
We needed an album.
Okay.
And we were going to put out on tour.
So we were like, fuck, we better just do this.
So we met a drummer, like we found a really good session drummer, like, dude, here you go, listen, let's go in.
Then yeah.
You recorded like that's amazing, because that's what makes things more interesting, and then you can feel and perceive it.
I would redo like some of them just because I wish we'd had more time. Like I love the songs on that album, but it is raw as hell, man.
Like the song on that album, Real, when we play it live, it's one of our favorite live.
It's so different to the CD.
Yeah, and of course I was it, because of course, like you were mentioning, you were going to be on tour. We were going to be on tour, so you went through recording, let's say, a live CD, a raw album, and going to perform it. How was the first time you performed it? I mean, like from.
It was cool. So cool.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. I think our first show
was in England, and everyone was just like shocked,
because I think they'd never seen
anything like
us.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, since it was of course the first, let's say, independent album, you released other 3 albums. Of course, let's go because I want to focus more in My Skin, the last one, which was released in 2022. If we want to make like kind of an excursus, or just say the main difference about all these 4 albums that changed, I mean, what is that really mainly changed in the, let's say at the beginning, the sound, or how it's recorded, like you were mentioning, now it's more technical recording, or still raw?
I would say maybe the sound is maybe a little bit more polished, which
is a good thing and a bad thing. Yeah. We're busy doing our 5th album, and that we're doing completely ourselves, so that will be very different to the last album.
But I think also we have better equipment.
Yeah, so we know what sound we want. So I think every time we do an album, it's an evolution, which is a good thing. We always try to make the next album better than the last one.
And I think also when we grow as people and
we have more to say, and maybe we express it a bit differently, I guess.
Experience different things.
Yeah, and of course, because like each title is kind of always called to this topic of being different, but being yourself. Like even as well, like Elephant in the Room. I think Elephant in the Room is like someone is different between all the other people, and and of course, then you talk about In My Skin. It's more because it looks like a little bit more personal, or what is about.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Yeah. The first album was more like looking at politics and like around the world, like issues just outside of ourselves, whether it was a bad neighborhood or like politicians and things like that. And then
In My Skin still deals with those subjects.
Yeah, there's a lot of anti-political songs and elements in it, but it's also like personal, like if you've ever been,
let's say, like heartbreak or something,
or like suicide or things like that, then, or it's affected you in some way, then that also is on that album. So it's weird. If you've been through something that we describe in the music, I find that people resonate with it, but not every song for everyone. So to some people, it'll just be like, oh, that's a sad song, but they won't understand why. But then some people who've probably been in that kind of headspace will be like, whoa, I really feel that song.
Yeah, feel it like in their own skin. They feel it in their own skin. And of course, all the songs are the sound. It's always like I was saying, is that because let's say you give to yourself like a genre. So how do you call yourself the music, your own music?
Oh, that's a difficult question.
Yeah, because I can't describe it. I could say that it's a grungy post-rock, rebellious music, but I don't. It's just you that you can. I don't mean it because I don't like labels, but like even an adjective, funny one or a quote. I don't know.
I'll call it rock and roll, like, or not even rock and roll, just rock, straight up rock. I mean, there's different elements. Like some people call us punk, and
I understand maybe our attitude is punk.
Like I love the attitude of punk and the spirit of punk, but I think it's very short-sighted to call the music that, because I'm confused. It's not really like the music that
you girls are different, because I dealt with a lot of female band around the world, and as soon as I saw your Instagram, and I was like, wait, something is different. I'm not kidding. And I saw the same being fierce and being strong that I saw in a lot of women and musicians, but there was a missing part, the funny, that I don't give a fuck part, the smile, because you're always like, you have like the sun, this light in you, and
thank you.
Well, we have an acrobatic bass player, which is something amazing.
Sometimes I'm looking on stage, I'm even like, how the fuck is she doing that?
Like, I mean, how do you manage? I mean,
it's just the music. If I'm not feeling it or I can't like feel what I'm playing, I won't really move that much.
My sister she is not fake at all. Like we've played some places where maybe, let's say, some people in the crowd are like trying to test you and like are just like not being very nice, and I can look at it and I'm like, oh shit, like I need to make up for something. And I'll be like, no, hell. But no, my sister's, she's not, I'm not saying that I'm fake, but I can maybe like pretend a bit better. Like even if a situation is bad, I'll just be like, goodbye. She on the other hand, she's like, nope, everybody's dead in this room.
Yeah, because you toured so much, a lot, that I want to talk about something as well, because you mentioned that like sometimes people can be not appreciating what you're doing, or maybe I don't know, this style or something. I mean, something really like happened. I mean, not going into detail because we don't want to put a negative energy on the here, but something that really, like you said, no, dude or girl, there's the exit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we've had that a few times with shows. Like again, we said earlier, the show is a space for everyone to be themselves, and someone was being rude about the gay couple there and about people of color. And I was hearing this, and I was like, you know what? Like, I said, fuck intolerance, and I said, let's just talk about an issue that's going on in here. And this woman was like, how dare you? But we were like, but no one said anything to you. No one pointed at you. Why are you taking issue? And it was a fight. I was like, you know what? Just go. Said, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Yeah. And it's one thing if someone, like, maybe they don't appreciate our music or whatever. That's fine. Everyone is allowed their own personal taste in that. But don't be disrespectful.
No,
like, especially people that are different to you in the room. To us, whatever. Like, again, what you give us is what you're going to get back. But if you're doing it to other people that are maybe more shy and we see it, like, our shows are just, it's all about freedom and fun, and there's no like bad energy or anything. So sometimes you get people, and I don't know why they do it, but they'll buy a ticket to come in and be a dick. And it's just like, to be a testi cazzo. And it's like,
say it. You can say it. We are free. I'm free as well. You know, many times I spoke into my channel, even say shit about, not saying the truth about how people sometimes hear it is. They were telling me, like in the comment, oh, why you talk about it? I speak whatever I want to. If that guy or that person disrespect me, and maybe a band is telling me I want to go play in that venue, I say, can I say my own opinion? Don't go, because you won't get paid, because you will be mistreated, and I say it publicly. And people don't care because we are women, and they think that we are weak. That's the problem.
At least you're honest, because most people can't say that.
And most people they can't handle honesty. So.
Yeah. And also same why also like when people say that we punk, I'm like, oh hell no. I hate elitism, and there's nothing worse than it's funny, people would think that punk, the attitude is like to embrace different people. There's some really awesome people in that scene and everything,
but there's a lot of judgmental people too.
It's crazy.
I think a little bit in every scene.
Yeah, we just we consider ourselves like completely alien to everything else. So we just rock is the thing. Alternative rock.
I think it's like encompassing too.
Yeah.
It's freedom rock. Like, yeah. It's free, just like be yourself, and just because if you can enjoy a show and being even naked in a show, fuck doesn't care. Being, let's say, gay, color, naked, all in one, you're welcome. I give you my spot. I appreciate even more to do that. Because that's a lot of people there as well. And I think, I don't know if you ever experienced that being in Italy, and that sucks a lot when you play, especially in the north of Italy. They have these things about being close-minded, and I don't know, Italy is not an easy place where to play. That's why sometimes I go abroad to see gigs.
I love Italy. I won't lie. You have a lot of amazing musicians,
but we also
it's awesome. But we have
a lot
some
of fights in
hardcore fights in Italy where the cops were called. It was bad,
But you know, but can I be honest? It's the same everywhere,
and it makes it like crazy and fun. You know, sometimes the like most messed up shit actually ends up being the best memories. You look back on it and you're like, fucking hell, man, that was insane.
One thing I can say about Italian people is that they are very passionate. So when they like something, they like something.
Going to the south, like from Rome to down, especially in Sicily, we don't know why, because I think we are a completely different world from the rest of Italy, because being Sicily located between the Mediterranean Sea, we have kind of a little bit of everyone. So, and that's why a lot of people sometimes say, oh, you should close your own borders because people came from, I said, why? That's what makes Sicily beautiful. You just walk to the street and you have people from every places in the world. I mean, especially from the Mediterranean Sea, and that's what I love. And what makes the island interesting, you have pale people and colored people and people speaking Ghanese. I mean, it's beautiful. And that's what makes, I think, in the south, because I say we because you are as well from, because I don't know if people know that, but you actually live in South Africa. And it's a beautiful place. I mean, how you toured around there? How is the musical scene in South Africa?
You want us to get how honest? Do you want us to be
honest?
Love honesty.
So,
okay, wait. Just be careful because we still have to live here. I don't want to get killed.
Okay. For us,
fuck this place.
but it's beautiful, like scenery and landscaping.
It is one of the most beautiful countries in the world.
Like even at our house, we get wild baboons.
We get porcupines. We're surrounded by nature. But for women. For women, first of all, fuck this place.
Especially for rock music.
Fuck this place too. I mean, look, if you do corporate rock and you, I don't know, are very safe and tame and you pay the rules,
you'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
And there's one place like you think could be really fit in your own style or music that you say, okay, we see each other, not maybe living there, but maybe like performing there, like even a place that you've never been performing, that you have in your own mind. Even it's a better place that you didn't, I mean, you perform it even in Japan, so it's not easy.
Japan and the USA are like just great. Like South Africa, for instance, if I wear a pentagram necklace and I go out, I will in some places be very unwelcome, like told go. It's a strange mentality here. It's a lot better than it was. There's a lot of alternative scenes, but even then, it's very elitist. It's a weird place.
It would be people can be very hypocritical. Like to them, if I took my top off on stage playing, it would be like it would be
murderer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not different from here. I mean, you have the freedom, of course, it's a beautiful place, but if I can go outside like this, even here, whenever, people will look at me like she's insane, what she's doing. Because, of course, Sicily has the famous things of being old mentality, but that's, But if you go, maybe it's the opposite. If you go into the countryside, they are more open-minded. I don't know why.
That way, I've noticed that too. A lot of people times,
like in Germany as well. We'll go into like a bit that's supposedly
open-minded. People are very judgmental and closed-minded. Like some small town, people are like, "Woo!"
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. And of course, about speaking, yeah.
For rock music, like there's a band called Cedar. They're from South Africa. I promise you, if they had stayed here, they would never ever have made the impact that they did in the world. They're really fucking cool. But this country, there's a lot of great songwriting material to be as an influence here, but
the rest, nah.
Dude, no way. You can even like tour here. There's just like nothing.
Yeah. And speaking about the actual project, you are thinking to releasing a new album yet? Are you working on something?
Yeah, we are. We're busy writing and recording our 5th album. We're so excited.
Oh my God. I mean, of course, we can't know at that yet. That's the beauty of being independent. You can take your own time. But we will see some single out sooner or later this year.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Before we go out on the tour, the album has to be ready.
So there is as well a tour that you're planning.
Yeah, of course. We tour every year. We have to get the hell out of South Africa.
Oh my God. I think I'm going to see you in some places like UK or Germany or for sure.
Cool. Oh, that'll be so fucking cool. Even in Italy.
Yeah, if they go well, yes. Because sometimes even for getting accreditation or something, I have to go reach out to the band instead the venue because they were like, who you are. Like, I'm not even get paid at least one accreditation. I'm not getting paid. I'm taking photos, interviewing because I never get.
Anything come to you, welcome.
Yeah, that's why sometimes they say, okay, ask to your friend that is this musician. Like, well, that's why I was speaking about Italian. Sometimes not everyone, but one small bit. Sometimes they did these things that, okay, ask to your friend. I'm like, okay, and I did it. So that's why sometimes I prefer, go even in, like you were saying, Germany, UK. I take a trip for myself because from Sicily, from an island, I don't know where to go. So it's not easy moving from Sicily. So I sometimes going to Milan is even more more expensive than going to UK sometimes. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, I won't lie. Touring in Italy, all your toll roads and all that, it's very expensive.
Yeah. I would say that you have such a this project, let's say. So at the moment, you're doing it so as well live on Instagram and YouTube. It's a beautiful way to connect with the fan as well.
Oh, I mean, that again also is why people thinking that you need a record label don't. You can just connect to people.
Yeah,
like it's actually
like we are doing now. We didn't need some label to put in contact. Just May, how do you want to do an interview?
Exactly.
Easy peasy. That's the best thing. And before we end, just if you want to give an advice, because we have a lot of girls that maybe they don't have, they just stick all the time with the same band, same people, same things. Just give really an advice from your point of view, being the fierce woman you are, like the wild woman. I prefer wild woman you are.
What's your advice?
Okay, my advice is to live your life so true to yourself that it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks or says to you. You have one life. It's your choice entirely. You can try to blend in or you can try to be you. And at the end of the day, you can't go wrong if you are yourself. What is the mistake in being yourself? So don't wait for acceptance and for people to tell you it's okay to be yourself. Just do it. Live your life. You have one fucking life. Own it.
And my advice is stop waiting to be accepted by everyone. Accept yourself, love yourself, because at the end of the day, you're the one going to bed with you. So love that person that you are. Also, don't be afraid to be uncomfortable sometimes. Sometimes stepping out of your comfort zone is a good thing because that's how we grow and learn. Don't be afraid to do that. And also, like, you have one life, so just fucking do it.
Yeah, I mean, I love it, and I already started to use your music and your song for the story on Instagram because they were perfect. Or like, I don't know what to use this morning. That's perfect. That's perfect. Each one of your song, it's perfect for any moment of the day because give you as well a boost of feeling like speaking for as a woman, because I think it's for everyone, but speaking as a woman, a female empowerment. Like really, I don't feel good today. I feel better now. And you guys, you should do life coach.
Like you rock. Women are so amazing, but society has always made us all feel shit. And also for daring to speak out, and it's not cool.
And it's so cool. You are so beautiful, but you're a lot of the times, I don't know what it is, like women are always like put against each other the whole time.
No, we have to be one family, one soul.
Exactly.
I think it's so badass that you are there to be yourself, but you're also giving a platform to women and making it possible for women to also just stand up and keep rising, which is really
always. So thank you so much, girls, and I really loved. I hope to do another interview when the album is gonna be ready, or at the beginning. So we're gonna do a new interview, and then one live when there is the tour, because we have to enjoy at the party. So let's stay in touch, because I really, really, really love this interview and your music. You're amazing, girls. A huge hug, and
thank you. And your style is so fucking cool.
You're too. And I mean, thank you for everything. A huge kiss. Bye, girls. Bye. Bye. Oh, both of you are amazing. Bye. Always be so beautiful and strong. And wild.
Bye.
Bye.
It's in my bones.